Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today we're going to be making chocolate shortbread. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please click the button down below. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. Well, since it's the Christmas season, I don't know about you, it's nice to have a different variety of cookies. And since I'm doing the special 12 days of cookies, this chocolate shortbread will be in there with the other cookies. It will be one of the ones you can make. Again, you can make it for gift giving. You could use it for the holidays, special gatherings, or of course you can eat it any other day. They're just great as well. Well, let me go ahead and turn around the camera and show you up close how to make this delicious chocolate shortbread. First thing we need is we need a large bowl. And in it, we're gonna put 1 cup of unsalted butter softened. Now, as you can see, this butter has been sitting out on the counter, softening. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here, and then we're gonna go ahead and add in 1 cup of powdered sugar, which is the confectioner's sugar, or you can call it icing sugar is what we're gonna be using. I'm gonna be putting it in the bowl here. I could get that out of there. And we're going to go ahead and beat the butter with the sugar for 1 minute. To this creamed mixture, we are going to be adding in a 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm just using Hershey's cocoa. So go ahead and add that in. And now we will put in 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And then we will go ahead and mix this up with our hand mixer or our stand-up mixer. Now that cocoa powder is all mixed up, we need to go ahead and add in 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And then we will need to add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then we will go ahead and use our mixer to go ahead and mix this up until smooth. Your dough should look like this. Now the recipe calls for you to lay out some plastic wrap, which I already have down on my countertop. And we are going to go ahead and take this dough and put it on the plastic wrap, and we are going to go ahead and try to form it into a log, kind of like this. Now, if you don't want to make one big long log, you can go ahead and make two smaller ones. Again, it's up to you. I know it may look a little odd, but I assure you, your guest will love it. It will taste delicious. So now we are going to go ahead and wrap this log up, and we are going to go ahead and chill it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. If you don't want to put it in the fridge, you can try to put it in the freezer for a little bit to get it to, chill. We don't want it rock solid hard, but we definitely want it chilled. Once you get it wrapped up, you can kind of roll it a little bit so that it's not so, on that one side, it's kind of flat. You want to make it look like more of a log. The recipe does call for, if you wanted to, you could put it in a glass. And I could show you that, but this one's too tall. So if I made it into a shorter roll, we could have it in the glass where it would be able to stand up more, where you won't have, the back here being a little bit flat. But this should still be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and leave mine like this, maybe put it on like a plate and then put it in the refrigerator and get it to chill. Now that the chocolate shortbread roll is out of the refrigerator, I went ahead and I've already started to slice it. It said to slice about 1/4 inch thick, and again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and then I'm slicing it, and then I'm placing it on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, and I'm placing them here, about 2 inches apart. So I'll go ahead and work on the rest of them. Now that I got the chocolate shortbread on the cookie sheet, we are going to go ahead and put it in a preheated 350-degree oven. We are going to go ahead and bake it for 14 to 17 minutes, and then I will show you when they're done. When cutting the roll, I'm using a very sharp knife since it's been chilled. It's just a whole lot easier to get through the cookie dough rather than using a dull knife. The chocolate shortbread cookies are all done. We need to let them cool completely on the cookie sheet before removing to a wire rack. While baking the other cookies, if your dough becomes a little bit more soft, you can just rewrap it back up and put it in the refrigerator and let it chill while the other batches are baking. And then just get it out when you need to slice it. Now that I got some of the cookies completely cool, we are going to go ahead and start on melting some white chocolate chips. And I'm going to put them in a double boiler, and we're going to melt the chocolate so we can dip our chocolate shortbread cookies, just part of the cookie, into the white chocolate. I'll show you what I mean. Here's the double boiler that I'm talking about. It's a pan with water in there, and then I put this in here, and we're going to have the heat on about low. We want to melt our white chocolate morsels. Now, if you don't want to use white chocolate, you could use milk chocolate chips. That would be good, or even semi-sweet. I just thought because of the chocolate shortbread, I thought the white, half of the cookie dipped in white chocolate would be like something more attractive to the eye, kind of like a showstopper cookie. So I want to go ahead and we're going to melt this. Again, I've got my heat on about low heat. We don't want it to burn. And that is why I'm using a double boiler. Now, if you don't have a double boiler, you can go ahead and just put a bowl over top of the saucepan. And again, you'll have to have water, in the saucepan, and then put the bowl over it if you want to do that. So I'll go ahead and work on this right now. Now that the white chocolate's all melted, we could go ahead and take our cooled cookies and just kind of, if you could see that, kind of just dip it in the white chocolate. If you want it to be a little bit more, you can use the spoon and go up the sides like I did on this one. And then I put wax paper on a plate so they can completely cool. And then I'll show you when they're done. You also can just drizzle the white chocolate over the cookies, which actually to me looks more elegant than just dipping the cookie. Again, you could just leave the cookies plain. It's whatever you would like. Well, my family loved the cookies. They said it was really hard to just eat one. You might end up eating 3. Now, to store these cookies, they need to be in an airtight container, and you can store them up to 4 days, or you can go ahead and freeze them for 3 months. I will leave the recipe down below in the description and where I found it. Well, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.